Welcome to the Commissioner's Corner. After a refreshing week off and the blessing of a Chase Commissioner Corner, it's back to me. And first off, I wanted to start with some housekeeping. Finally met up with Jeff and got my hands on my long-awaited trophy here. Here it is in all its glory. Take a look. Here's the functionality with the beautiful cup on top. Now, Jeff mentioned that he wanted this to be sort of a living trophy that each winner gets to add to and contribute to. And after much deliberation, I decided how I would start it off. Now, yes, I did pay for this. And yes, the shipping was more expensive than the sticker itself. But it's 100% worth. And I cannot wait to drink out of this with y'all in the near future. But now we get to the games. And first, we started off with the Stomp of the Week. Me and Kelsey take down Brittany, sending her to 1-5 as we move to 4-2. And let's just look at her performances here. 4, 3, 4, 2, 5. She had one position player score double digits, and her kicker was the second highest scorer on the team. I mean, she's starting Philip Lindsay. This Jonathan Taylor injury has really put her in a bind. As for me and Kelsey, a good week here as Ramondre Stevenson and now wide receiver 1, Stephon Diggs, popped off. Jeff Wilson didn't do so hot, and we still can't quite figure out this tight end situation with Pitts on the bench, but a win is a win. Next up, one of two games that seemed like they were going to come down to Monday Night Football as Chase takes down Lou and they both go to 4-2. The Monday Night Rundown fell a bit short as Courtland Sutton and Melvin Gordon III combined for 3 points. As for Chase, he had 4 players that almost scored 20 points. CMC, Breece Hall, Michael Pittman, Mark Andrews, all around 20 points. And his team seems to be flying high as he prepares to descend below. In our third matchup, another one that looked like it was going to come down to Monday Night Football. Tim gets the win here over Zach. Zach needed 17 points out of Justin Herbert on Monday night and just got 8, leaving him a bit short. Now, Tim gets the win here on a week where he had some down performances, but it was really a clutch waiver wire pickup in Deion Jackson, plus Tyreek Hill with his normal 20 points that carried him to victory. Paul remains unbeaten with an extremely well-timed matchup against Crikey. He somehow got to play them on the week that Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry were on bye. And that's RB7 and RB8, respectively, after their bye week. They're still that high ranked after their bye week, and Paul didn't get to play with them. And with them out, we're looking at a lot of scores here that are reminiscent of Brittany's team, which I pointed out earlier. But even worse so in this case, as Crikey get the low score of the week. Paul breezes to an easy victory here. Big performances out of Josh Allen and Lenny, but Josh Allen's on bye next week. And Marquise Brown here is out for the next month or so. So we'll see how long the streak can continue. Skip is off the schneid as he takes down Jeff and they both land at 1-5. Pretty solid performances here. Double-digit performances almost down the line up here for Skip as it's his best week of the year, not surprisingly. As for Jeff, not much going for him. He tries to pivot off of Russell Wilson and goes with Geno to no avail. Nick Chubb isn't RB1 anymore. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and it might be time for him to call up Big Lou and ask for some sort of family discount on one of those trades he loves so much. Last up, another high score of the week for Ryan. Ryan was the winner of the Taysom Hill waiver lottery and was rewarded with a nice 4 points. It was really Jamar Chase and some solid running back play that takes him to victory over Brian, which lands them both at 3-3. Brian had a pretty good week too. A big game out of Joe Burrow, 32 points. Big game out of Austin Eckler with 19. Austin Eckler's now RB1, by the way. But a lot of those Joe Burrow points were mitigated by the fact that Jamar Chase was on the receiving end of them. got to be thinking Brian's playing the what if game right now with a negative 4-point defense and 24 points on the bench out of Ayuk. With just an 11-point margin of defeat, things could have gone a lot of different ways here. Now a quick peek at the standings, and it's not pretty. Behind Paul, there's a 5-way logjam at 4-2, and at the bottom of the league, there's 4 teams tied at 1-5. Now, I don't want to say that they're eliminated after week 6, but the playoff percentage chances for these 4 teams ain't looking great. And one last thing of note I wanted to point out is these points down here for Adam and Brittany. They have a .02 difference in points scored and a .3 difference in points against. These two spent a year apart and are now as in sync as possible as they hold hands in last place of the league. If that's not relationship goals, I don't know what is. I'll catch y'all next week on the Commissioner's Corner.